Hello, my beautiful loves. Welcome to episode 4 of our playlist around human design. My name is Sarah Gomez, and this is the Art of Contemplation. And I am so freaking excited to be here with you guys today. It has been a long time coming. For those of you guys that don't know, I have an 8-month-old baby at home. My husband is full-time active duty in the military, and so I hardly get alone time to come on here and to share with you guys this information. But today, Daddy is home, and he is downstairs with my baby Gabe, which means I'm able to talk human design, which is like my favorite thing in the world to talk about right now. So I am going to be talking to you guys today a little bit about how it is that I view human design and how it is that I believe that we can use this to our benefit to become the highest version of ourselves. And when we say higher, I literally mean higher. I literally am talking about a ascension, a elevation in our vibration, in our frequency, and how it is that we are showing up. And so I have not seen anybody else explain human design in this way, and I've not seen anybody else using human design in the way that I use it. So I'm excited to share with you guys how it is that I view this. So if you are new, you may not know very much about me at all, but if you have been following me for some time, or maybe you're a previous student of mine, then you know that originally how I got started was sharing information with people on how to elevate their lives and how to become the best version of themselves was through a class that I designed and taught for many, many years called Up Level. And it was all about how we up level our emotions and our mindset, regardless of what we were facing. And specifically, I was teaching people about emotions and understanding that emotions is just energy in motion. That's literally the Latin root words means energy in motion, right? That's where we get the word energy. Motion. And so once you realize that when you're feeling an emotion, all it is you sensing energy moving. The same way that if I smell this, it's a lemon lime flavor, right? So if I smell this, you can't see the smell, right? But your nose, the receptor, can pick up that smell. As you guys are listening to me right now, I'm actually listening to the baby has a white noise machine over there, and I am hearing the sound waves. I don't see them. The sound waves are just moving, but the ear is the receptor, so it's picking up those sounds. So energy is moving all the time, and our body is the receptor. Our solar plexus is picking up those waves of emotion, and then it computes to an experience, just like sound, just like smell, just like it's an experience called emotion. And so I taught this concept that there was a way that we could move into a higher frequency and to experience emotions that we would rather be experiencing in the moment instead of getting caught in low vibrational frequencies and experiencing low vibration. And so when I started down this rabbit hole of human design, what was very interesting was in every single design, it tells you what access, or excuse me, it tells you what energy you have consistent access to. And that energy, it comes along with what they call in human design a shadow, a gift, and a city. And the way that most people look at these is they see the shadow as the negative thing and they see the gift as the good thing. And how I look at it is it's a frequency. When this energy is being expressed in a low frequency, it shows up as the shadow. When the energy is being expressed in a high frequency, it's showing up as the gift or even the city, depending on how high your frequency is. And so when we start to look at these energies, and we start to look at the talents, the gifts that come along with these energies. It is my belief that we activate these gifts when we are in high vibration, when we are in high frequency. Now, a lot of times people will look at these charts and they will only look at the colored parts of their chart because the colored parts of the chart is the parts where you have consistent access to, meaning that if there is energy flowing through that channel and it's colored, you have consistent access to this energy, right? But the truth is that your chart will change not only depending on the planets, right? Like the solar system, and as things are moving, as things are rotating, as things are shifting, but they will also change depending on who you are around. And so what I would invite you to do is to not just look at the videos that I'm going to share about the specific gates that are in your chart, but to really look at all of the gates, all of the energy, and to familiarize yourself with what does this energy look like when a person is expressing it in low frequency? What does this energy look like when somebody is expressing it in high frequency? And how is it that I can make sure that I'm in a position of expressing it in high frequency so I can use it as the gift instead of in the shadow form? I also want to invite you to start looking at this as not good or bad, meaning shadow is bad, but instead look at it from a space of evolution. At some point, the expressed energy in shadow form was needed. It was something that was needed for the planet. It was something that was needed for human beings. But as we ascend, as we move up, as we raise our consciousness, the energy is being asked to be expressed in a different way because we live in a completely different environment where energy is going to be used in a different way. So here's an example of what I mean by this. I have many clients who have gate 34. Gate 34 is the gate of the vital. Okay, so the low vibrational expression of fighting energy is fighting one another. And we used to need this, right? We used to live in a world that did not look like this. That didn't look like I'm locked behind a door with this computer talking to you guys. It looked like I was living out in the wild. There were animals, there were other beings, there were threats, daily threats. And so for my survival, I had to be able to fight. But as we progress, as we ascend, we're no longer living in that environment. Now we are being asked to use that energy not to fight the other, not to fight the other person, not to fight the other being. Because once you realize that we are all connected, you will see that you fighting somebody else is actually you fighting you. Instead, we're being asked to fight for a cause. This may look like fighting your internal demons. This may look like fighting your generational curses. This may look like fighting your urge to react without thinking or without settling your emotional or your regulation, your nervous system, excuse me, before regulating your emotions. It's not about fighting the other, it's about fighting for something, to use that fight in a higher frequency way. And so if you have gate 34, and we're going to talk about this more when we get to the video on gate 34, I would invite you to use this energy, this urge to fight something, to make sure that you're using it in high frequency, fighting for a cause, as opposed to low frequency, fighting against your neighbor or your spouse or your child or your boss or that person that drives you crazy. So when we are looking at these gates, I am going to be going over the low frequency expression and the high frequency expression for you guys so that you guys can start to ask yourself, when I use this energy, regardless of whether it's in my chart or whether it is, activated by planetary arrangement or whether it's activated by the person standing next to me, am I using it in a low or high frequency? And if you can start to understand the way that the way that this energy is wanting to be expressed in a higher frequency without getting all caught up in where it's at in your chart for now, but just specifically looking at, can I move up and can I express in a high frequency? You will start to notice that your life is going to be happening on a higher frequency in general, which means you're going to be feeling better. You're going to be feeling very good throughout the day, right? And that's really what we want, right? That's really step one, is how do we feel better? Before you can start thinking about why am I here and what is the mission and what is my purpose and what was I created to do, how about we just get you through not hating the day, through smiling most of the day, through enjoying life, right? Because it is inside of enjoying life that you are going to naturally start becoming more authentically yourself. And then what it is that lights you up, what it is that calls to you, your purpose, your mission, it's going to start becoming clear. I love you guys.